Hello, good morning, good day. What's up? Wherever you at? Well, doing well myself. I had to kind of put the back thing in the background because the light was shining. It kind of give that. That's why you see the curtain in the background, or the kind of the generic studio version of, of a curtain to try to block out the light. Um, Today I have an interesting topic. And I know when it comes to race, it's a very, 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 very sensitive topic when it comes to be between the two people of the race, particularly when it comes to black people and other people. I usually it's black and white, but it's other people that have something against black people. Did you know that? And sometimes it's in secret, but it's about to be revealed. I'm going to play a part of a couple of content creators and let you hear from yourself. I'll get back with my commentary.
Yesterday, I'm watching the coverage about Nikki Haley, and I'm laughing because usually when it's election season or when it's just winter, Christmas, New Year's, it's a slow news cycle. Unless it's some type of war or terrorist attack, it's a slow news cycle. Now, if a black person is in the news cycle during that time, there's going to be a constant repeat of what we did or didn't do. But anybody else is sort of like, yeah. But yesterday it showed that there's elements in politics and in media who don't want to see Nikki Haley get that nod. A lot of people want to see Donald Trump get the nod because they want clicks. They want to sell magazines, books. They like the dysfunction. Okay? Let's just keep it real. Now there's some out there that may be supporting her, but the bigger picture is they don't like Nikki. They never did. But Nikki is so self-hated, so opportunistic, she'll do and say anything. And let me say this before I get started. I know for years I've said I don't talk in absolutes. I don't lump everybody to one group. But I think it's high time that we as black people in this country or across the globe start calling out these Indians, these Asians, these so-called Hispanics, these Arabs, these Native Americans, members of the gay community a little bit more than what we do, but especially those who are Indian. Right now, India is in. Remember a few years ago, Latino was in. India, the last, 16 years or so, the Indian community has been in. Have you noticed we watch TV, watch movies, watch political shows, we everywhere. Now, let me be careful how that sounds. I know people saying, are you saying they shouldn't? No, I'm not saying it. What I'm saying is, in this country, and America takes the lead when it comes down to how people perceive other people or people in this country. But in white America, they like melanated people. They just don't like black people. They don't mind being culture vultures, or they don't mind getting pleasure from us, sexual pleasure from us. But if they had to look us and live with us every day, they despise it. Because everything they've been told about us, they're doing the opposite. It's not like when you wake up in the morning and look at yourself and you're like, I don't like what I'm looking at. Oh man, I got coal in my eyes and all that. I got to do something. But you can't erase it, so you want to be around it. This is why your DJ colleagues and these Aquafinas and these John Leguizamo types of shit, they gravitate to them because they're melanated people who copy black culture, black style, black dialect for the benefit of. This is why Kim Kardashian is not accepted, but they like her be around. And before y'all say she ain't white. And Nikki Haley ain't white. When I hear black folks call these people white, I'm saying like, where have we? It's like there was a time and place that we knew the difference. But see, this that racism doesn't exist, that we in a new age. We fall into that bullshit everybody else had. Nikki Haley is not a white woman. She wants to present as a white woman, but she is not a white woman. Nikki Haley is first generation American. Her parents came from India to the United States and she was born here. She's an American citizen. That I would not slam. Okay? But Nikki Haley has benefited from the black civil rights movement. We need to call it what it is. Donald Trump was not elected office in 2010 when Nikki ran and won for the governorship of South Carolina. Nikki Haley, from the start, has been playing footsie with secessionists, Confederacy. Oh, the Confederate flag is about heritage. It's not about heritage, it's about treason. The Civil War is about slavery. It's about my ancestors, your ancestors, in perpetual bondage. Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, none of these other motherfuckers who don't have any skin in the game don't get to tell us how we should feel or tell us about our fucking history. Nikki Haley knew exactly what she was doing when she was governor. She knew she was doing Wednesday. She didn't want to come out and say anything to the white folk in New Hampshire. First of all, the person that asked her the question, it was a legit question. And she said, oh, it was a Democratic plan. We don't know if it was a Democrat or Republican or somebody just didn't like your politics. Or somebody wanted to see where you at. Because everybody who's Republican ain't racist. I know that's hard for some people to believe. Everybody's Democrat is not pro-black. So we need to quit doing, oh, you to the left, you this, you to the right. No. I've met people who are on the left extremely racist. I've met people on the right who are not racist. And it fucks with your head like, wait a minute. But I'm not gonna lie to you, if you support Donald Trump, yeah, that's just a 10-year fucking racist. But every Republican ain't supporting Donald Trump or that mindset. But y'all knew it exists for years, and now it metastasized to something bigger. But I digress. Beginning of this year, y'all had white women defending Nikki Haley against Don Lemon. The same Don Lemon for a number of years that white women and others defended when the black community called out his push behavior. But when she went there and said something about Joe Biden, you can see some of y'all keep focused on Joe Biden's age. Donald Trump is only a couple years younger than them. Let me say this again. If we want to give Joe Biden the grade to come down in his administration doing shit for the black community, he gets an F. But there's other shit everybody be talking about. I'm like, I give him a B. That doesn't mean I support Biden. But I'd rather have his ass in that White House than Trump. Trump is dangerous. He stacked the Supreme Court. Mitch McConnell stacked the Supreme Court. Y'all don't realize they trying to put us back in the pre-1964. A lot of y'all don't see. So if Vivek and Nikki Haley and them talking, and DeSantis and them talking, and they go on these different TV shows, radio shows and shit, or they give these interviews, y'all better pay attention. See, Nikki ain't out there like Vivek. She ain't pulling on that dick. Vivek, he's out there. You know he's ass kissing. You know he wants to be accepted by white folk. And that's why he won't criticize racism. See, Nikki, well, racism is wrong, but they turn around and say and do something that's racist. And you can't blame Donald Trump or Nikki. Nikki was like before Trump even got in office. Nikki is like a lot of Indians in this country, whether they be Indian American or Indians just came over here or over here illegally, because a lot come over here in the United States illegally. And we gotta stop thinking that everybody from south of the border is here illegally. There are a lot of people, even people from Africa, in this country illegally. We gotta call it what it is.
That's true.
But those who are Indian, a lot of them are here because a family member came over, then it came came over on a student visa or a guest visa or a temporary visa, or they just came over and visit and ain't never left. But when they do come over here, they want to appeal. They don't come to our community and say, my black brother and sister, our skin and culture is more similar than not. But they figure because they can put some mousse in their hair and cut their hair a certain way, I'm not going to wear his hair a particular way. Because think about it. He don't wear his hair like the average Indian. If you notice, those who have been around white folk won't be accepted, they wear a certain way. Just like certain black conservatives don't wear their hair cut low. These are things that you pick up on, you notice, but we don't say nothing. Nikki, on the other hand, if you notice, most Indian women do not want to go by their birthday. They Americanize their names. That's the reason why she calls herself Nikki Haley. That's not on her birth certificate.
It's because India has a caste system.
I remember people thought that she was Latino. I'm like, really? But see, what she do is, like she did right here, she makes sure she put highlights in her hair. She makes sure when she says certain things that she talks a certain way, acts a certain way, so you see like, something about her. White folk can't stand her, they tolerate her. And she's cool with that. She know how the Civil War started. Even when they barely talked about the Civil War when we was coming up, the Civil War started because of slavery. That's something that's all everybody know. Even the shitty ass school books I had coming up. And Nikki's what? She's 55 years old? So she's in that Gen X group. So she's a 60s baby. She know exactly what she was doing. When that person asked that question, she had to think about it. It's about individual rights. No, bitch, it was about slavery. And she asked the guy, what do you think it was about? He said, no, I'm not running for president. He said, I can't believe in this age you did not mention slavery in 2023. Then she went to it must be a Democratic plan. Whether there was a plan or not, he should have said slavery. America's original sin that we need to understand, come to terms with. Now, if she loses votes, then she should say, I don't want those type of votes. But she wants those type of votes. Because she craves power. Because she deeply believes in that shit. But the thing is, Nikki Haley, she benefited from our people sacrifices and struggles. This is why when I see these so-called people of color on TV, they didn't hijack every term we use. They didn't hijack woke, people of color, but these people of color that get on TV and they say, my issues are similar to yours. No, it's not. Because y'all come to this country with the first thing y'all do, y'all run around a community close to Caucasians, but you make your business and your money in our community. Exactly. I've said this countless times. I said, we need to stop calling these motherfuckers out for what they are.
Let me interrupt. Exactly. And I did a video about that here in Ohio, how the Indian community is mostly in the suburb. They're mostly around white people. But they have businesses in rural areas, but yeah, and some of them have, they have a right too, but their kids go to the best schools. The Arab American community is the same way. They do the same thing. So he's right on that part. He's right on that part. And I did a video a long time ago, and they have not only that, the Indian community, which was smart. What they did was they had a plaza, so they have a store. Then they got the restaurant in the store. Then they got another. Then you go in this particular plaza, and they have 1, 2, 3 restaurants, another business, and they link it up. So if American business move out, one Indian American or Indian will go in and put their business in there, and this is up in Northwest Columbus, and people didn't even notice this stuff. But yeah, when you go to Northwest Columbus and you go around Bethel all the way up to what they call Bethel, which is like near Dublin, and go up near Powell, and you go to certain parts of it here in Ohio, the East Indians have all they lock it down, even in certain parts, and that's true. And it's Arab Americans that have businesses too, and the Latinos follow right along. Black people, I point this out. They what they do is that they able to get the plaza together, and and that's where they start bits by bits by bits, and they go across town, and somehow they're able to work out something, get a business in there, go across town, and this is the truth. So he's absolutely right. He's absolutely not, and that's not being racist. That's fact.
Just stop calling these motherfuckers out for what they are. This is why y'all hear me say we're a country of thieves, slaves, and opportunists. Nikki Haley is an opportunist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if people saying we're a country of immigrants, speak for yourself. And a lot of y'all here are legally anyway. See, and I had to call out our elders, our parents, our grandparents, our aunts and uncles who were aged back in the 60s and 70s. Y'all sat back and y'all saw this. Y'all saw these people coming in our neighborhoods in their business, disrespecting us, doing all kinds of shit, bringing all kinds of vices in our neighborhood. Now, their sons and daughters, who are my age group, meaning me and Nikki, and the next age group, millennials, they think they're better than us. See, they're not going to, we got to do what our mom and dad said. We ain't got to pretend you like, what, my friend, how you doing, my friend? And you walk out, oh, the fucking niggers. No, they just come out now and they insult us to our face. Nikki Haley want to be seen as a white woman so bad, it's painful. And yes, everybody's calling out like, yo, this is a gap.
And why do they say that they want to be seen as a white woman? Because in the Indian caste community, there's Northern Indian and Southern India, and they do it with their movies over there. And I saw a video personally where they don't want the darker Indians in the film, so they believe that light and white is more commercialized. Light and more white is more business friendly. Light and more white. This is among the Indian community. This is among their community. And you have Indians that say that said they sell. That one of them, it was a sad case where the one young woman was about to commit suicide because her father didn't want her. She was dark complected. She's very dark complected. I mean, they have she's well melanated, and she wanted to commit suicide. So they're taught a different system over there. So when they get over here, they got bleaching creams in Canada and different places. This is they do that. They do, and they talk like that. You can look at this documentaries out there. I'm not lying. He's telling the truth. So when they look at a Nikki Haley, it look more like an accomplishment. She'll be celebrated over in New Delhi. She would be. In New Delhi, which is one of the biggest cities, and is a especially the Patels. One of the Patel, I think it is the name. It's like one of the highest, well-established names among the East Indians. It's like, among Jewish people. They and it's the truth. But I've seen documentaries, and they said that they sell. And Mahatma Gandhi, even though he went through racism among him, but he didn't even. They had to take a statue down in South Africa. They was Ghana, South Africa, because he was agreement with Churchill about the Negroids. And you should see some of his documentary. And he was cast. He was put into cast. So when the Indians arrived in Africa, some of them was even labeled like that. But yet he was racist towards other people, to blacks.
Life has few guarantees, but there's one important guarantee you can count on from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company.
this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And if you are an American descendant of slavery, you probably have wondered the same thing that I'm wondering today at some point. Why are Black Americans always in the spotlight? We just go about our business just like everybody else, working, going to school, taking care of our families, doing what we're supposed to be doing. But every old Tom, Dick, Harry, Sue, Lou, Mary, everybody has something to say about Black Americans. If you go on your YouTube channel, I go on my YouTube channel, people are coming in from all over the world talking about their people don't like Black people. Asians talking about their people don't like Black people. Hispanics talking about their people don't like Black people. Indians talking about their people don't like Black people. And then the other day, some Samoans were talking about, oh, their people are racist against Black people. And I'm asking myself, who do these people think they are? Who in the hell cares about all these shitty people? Nobody cares about these people. But yet and still, they have our names in their mouths. And so I'm just trying to figure out why. And it ranges from the lowest to the highest, from the lowest racist to somebody like Nikki Haley running for president. Nikki Haley, who thought she was on a roll running for president of the United States. She had her talking points down. She was moving around and working the room just like she knew what she was talking about. A first generation American of immigrant parents thinks that she should be the president of the United States without having a full grasp of what the United States is about, how it was formed, and whose backs it was built on. And somebody asked her a simple question, and she couldn't give an answer, knowing full well, or should have known, that the Civil War was about slavery. And now she's going on her talking circuit, talking about having Black friends. And by her not knowing the answer or not answering that question correctly, that brought up the whole question about Black people and Black friends, which it should not have. All that question was about was the fact that she either didn't know what the Civil War was fought over, or she didn't want to say, because it would have offended her white supporters and donors, because they don't want to acknowledge that the Civil War was fought over slavery. That didn't have anything to do with anybody having Black friends. And y'all know what? There's so much written about this and so much talk about this that people are more concerned about whether they like us than we are about whether they like us or whether we like them. I believe people think we care, and some might, but I don't think that's a majority. I don't see Black people losing any sleep over whether or not all these other races of people like them or not. What I see for myself and other Black people that I know is that you leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. I don't care whether you like me or not. But the world seems to think that it's a big concern that they don't like us. Do y'all care? Please let me know. Because when I look at the Karen Hunter show and they have these commercials or these ads on their show, I see one guy had a t-shirt on that says, "We are the global majority." Black people are a global majority, so I don't even know what all these other people are talking about. But anyway, I want to go over this article that I read from the New York Post. This is an article written by someone named Philip Bump, and it starts out, how many people have Black friends? Now, Philip Bump is white, so he wants to know how many people have Black friends. There are few defenses against allegations of racial insensitivity more notorious than "I have Black friends." There was perhaps a time at which this was compelling, a demonstration of familiarity with Black culture and Black people that would effectively blunt such criticism. But it is easy to see why, particularly these days, it generally isn't. Friend is a malleable term. It's very easy and probably common for one person's friend to be another person's acquaintance. More to the point, the implication itself has become, through overuse, a far more reliable indicator of myopia about black culture than of familiarity with it. And that is actually true. People think because they listen to rap music or they like Oprah Winfrey on TV that somehow they have black friends if they know some black person in their office. And that's really not what friendship is. The question is why do they keep doing this? Why is it important for somebody to think that you have black friends when you really don't have any black friends?
That's true.
He continues, we might consider this when evaluating former Ambassador Nikki Haley's defense of her past failure to identify slavery as the central cause of the Civil War when asked about it during a CNN town hall Thursday night. So Nikki Haley flubbed the question. She failed to answer the question correctly and then turns around and says, well, I'm not a racist. I have black friends. And people who do that don't realize that's insulting to black people.
Right.
Because your friendship is not more important than you knowing the cause of the Civil War and discussing it in a town hall meeting. Slavery was the main cause of the Civil War, and that topic should be given the respect that it deserves because of the people that were involved in it. Whether or not she has black friends is of no consequence
Right.
to most black people.
Right.
Now this writer goes on to
Exactly.
quote some statistics that we're all familiar with. He says that about 40% of white Americans and about 25% of non-white Americans are surrounded exclusively by friends of their own race. Is anybody shocked by this? That your friends mostly come from your own race or
Right.
ethnic group? Isn't that the way it is with everybody?
Right.
He says this wasn't uniform across the country,
Right.
they found. While interracial friendships were more common on the West Coast, the South has the lowest percentage of people with more than 5 acquaintances from races that don't reflect their own. Haley's home state of South Carolina, as you are likely aware, is in the South. Yeah, we know South Carolina is in the South, and white people in the South are friends with white people, and black people in the South are friends with black people. There are outliers, but black people and white people in the South have come to an understanding, and it's pretty much like I said, you leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. Now I'm skipping around a bit, but this is an important point from this study that he's writing from. Black Americans are more likely to have more black friends, with black Americans identifying about 8 in 10 friends as black. Now, he seems to be surprised by this.
Right.
Why wouldn't most of black Americans' friends be black?
Right.
They still believe, I think, that we are looking for validation from other groups of people, and it's just not true. And toward the end, he says, among white Americans, though, the percentage of same-race friends is higher than the other groups, with 90% of white friendship networks being identified as white. He said about 80% of black people's friends are black, and I'm going to say it's higher than that. He's saying about 90% of white people's friends are white, and I'm saying that black people's percentage of black friends is going to be close to the same as white people's percentage of white friends, because black people are not out here making friends with all these white people that are not making friends with them. Right. And they need to get that out of their heads. Most black people are friends with black people and are satisfied with that.
Right.
That's the whole point. These people really seem to think that black people need their validation or their friendship or their approval in some way, and it's just not true. And also important here, he's saying that this pattern holds for other groups too. Most of the friendship networks of Asian Pacific Islander Americans is also constituted of Asian Pacific Islander Americans. So see, everybody is grouping off in their own group. It's just that they think that it matters that they don't like black people.
Right.
And that is my issue. It doesn't matter that you don't like black people because we don't like you either, maybe. And black people are typically not even making videos about who they don't like.
Right.
Because you have sense enough to know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I don't like Indians or Asians or Hispanics or even white people for that matter.
Right.
I might have to deal with white people more. But just because you deal with somebody doesn't mean you like them. They deal with us, many of them, and they don't like us either. So they need to get this out of their head. This is a problem for me. I have noticed this trend a lot. And these other groups of people will come on these social media platforms talking about their people not liking black people more than white people do. These minorities, people of color as they call themselves. And I really feel like we need to get the word out that it doesn't matter if you don't like black people. Go on about your business and live your life. Because most of us don't even know you anyway. Now this is the craziness that sums up what I'm talking about. After he went through all of this study and said that most people are friends with people of their own racial group, he ends by saying this. This is still not quite getting at the question posed by Haley's remarks. How many Americans have friends who are black? Among non-blacks, it seems the best we can answer is relatively few. Among Asian Americans, into which group Haley falls, given her Indian heritage, only 2% of friendship networks were black. Now, everybody's friend with everybody else, but somehow it's important that Asians only have 2% black friends. Now, it didn't ask about black people. It's never important what we think or how we feel. It's always important about how people feel about us. And this is where the resentment comes in for me. I don't care. I don't have any Asian friends. I don't have any Hispanic friends. I don't have any Indian friends. And I don't have any white friends, but I do have white acquaintances. And I consider myself fairly normal, fairly regular, and I am very pleased with my friendship network. But somehow there's a problem with these other races of people. To me, this man probably has some type of covert racism in him that he's not acknowledging, because he's making it an issue that people don't have black friends, but he's not asking black people whether they have white friends or Asian friends. So it's important that they're friends with us, but it's not important that we're friends with them. In other words, they are supposed to pick us, but that we don't ever get a chance to pick other people. So this. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I really want y'all to tell me what you think about this, because this is very annoying to.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's that entitlement. And it goes back to almost like the past is still here. Because it's like they still see us like as the descendants, that we still have the slave minded as the slave. So it's like we're still trying to ask you for the scraps at the table. And so that's where that mindset come from. But hey, it gets even better. Guess what somebody wrote to this commentary? What? But it's an entitlement mentality. It's an entitlement.
Like a billionaire.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel, Runaway Slave. This channel was created to promote my self-published masterpiece, The The N-word is no secret in the service. I wrote this book after I spent over 10 years as an officer in the United States Secret Service. During this time, I learned what true foundational, institutionalized, or systemic workplace racism is and how it affects my people. If you would like to purchase this masterpiece, just click the link down in the description. If you enjoy the content and would like to support the channel, please continue to like, share, and subscribe. In addition, if you would like to make a donation, we do have a cash app, which is $runawayslave609. Okay, let's cook.
I love being black. I can't wait to wake up every morning black. But you ought to ask the question, why? Because Allah said, "Huwa alladhi yusawwirukum fil arhami kayfa yasha." It is Allah who created you in the womb as He pleased. If Allah pleased to make me a black man, I'm happy to be a black man. And we ought to be happy however Allah made us. Because the Prophet said, "In Allah Ta'ala, la yanzuru asamikum wa la ila suwarikum walakin yanzuru ila qulubikum wa a'malikum." Allah will not look to your forms nor your bodies. He will look to your heart and your deeds. That's how Allah is going to judge us.
Okay, so check this out, y'all. I'm making this video in response to a comment on the farming video that I made. The farming video was basically about black farmers in America, the history, some of the hard work our people had to do in order to get a farm, how we did not get 40 acres and a mule to obtain farms and land, why the Homestead Act was out to give handouts to white people for many, many, many years, even white immigrants from other countries. Then it was also about the latest status as far as a lawsuit, black farmers suing, and also another one about black farmers who have to sue a company because they were sold subpar seed. Just some of the many racist things that are done to black farmers just to hold us down. Now, there is either a white supremacist or a black person who thinks they're smart, but they've been so indoctrinated by white supremacist thought that they're drunk. You know, it could be a white supremacist acting like somebody who's black, or it just could be somebody who's black who's just so ignorant and trying to act smart, yet they don't understand that they've been so indoctrinated by white supremacists and white thought that they don't even know what they're saying. They're drunk in Caucasia, okay? So check this out. There's a comment under the farming video where a person in response to that says that they found it, smart, and they thought it was good advice to say, first, they said it's not about what happened in the past. Now, the reason why I'm addressing this because there are a lot of, I don't know if it's even a lot of black people use this line sometimes, but they learn it from white supremacists. It's usually a cowardly cop-out response to when somebody's standing up for something. They say it was not about the past. Everything is about the past. Don't ever listen to a person tell you that something isn't about the past. Black people are the only people that are told that it's not about the past, and we learn this from white supremacist schools of thought, and it's often sometimes forwarded and taught from our own people is because they don't want black people to know about the history in America or the past. Everybody else is taught about the past. They parade about the past. They're happy about these colonial times and all this other stuff, but they tell black people it's not about what happened in the past. And the reason why they say that is because they don't want black people to learn their true history in America, which is everything bad. It's nothing good, you know what I'm saying? So what these white supremacists teach these shine bone Negroes, or, the person who made this comment could just be a white person, a chocolate dipped opie, or it could be a white person who is just trying to act black, and come on and give some very, very harmful advice, you know what I'm saying? This person said it's not about what happened in the past, okay? I'm just going over a couple things that said, because a lot of these shine bones and black supremacists and white supremacists, black people who work for these white supremacists, these are the things that they say, you know what I'm saying, to black people. So, look, it's not about what happened in the past, okay? So black people are not supposed to learn history. Everything is about the past. What person would say that something is not about the past? People go to school, they learn history, they have history books. Where in the world do people not learn about history and say it's not about the past?
Right.
The reason why they say that to black people is because our past in America is nothing but oppression,
Right.
theft, disease,
Right. That's
being
true.
genocide,
Right.
and all these things were done by people that they love, you know, black people that some of you black people love, being white people or the government. This is why they don't want people to learn. They don't want black people to discuss American history because that's
true.
our American history. It's not this little nonsense that we read in these books, you know what I'm saying, in schools, that where they try to indoctrinate minds into thinking, oh, this is American. No, this is real American history for us. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that could come and say it's not about the past, it's a black person or a white person, it is a very, very ignorant, demonic person, you know, point blank period. They don't want the youth to learn about their history, to learn about the past, but they want everybody else to, okay? It's not about the past. Now, here's something else, man. Here's something else. This person also said in the comment, which is another very ignorant, buffoonic statement that, you know, I often hear. I hear white supremacists say this as well, but I also hear black people say this as well. You know, and the black people usually say it because they've been so indoctrinated by white supremacist talking points. They say no one is going to give you anything in life.
I've heard that one too.
We are endlessly committed to our clients. Our dedication can be felt every step of the way to a resolution that can change everything. We are there for every client, every day.
Give you anything in life. Did you just watch the video about the Homestead Act and black people acquiring their own land? Have you ever seen old videos or know anything about history about black people having
Right.
our own sports leagues, having our own communities,
Right.
having our own neighborhoods,
Right.
having our own everything, and what happened? What you mean nobody's going to give you anything in life? When has a black person ever got something?
Right.
This is one of the most dumbest,
Right.
ignorant things that I ever hear a black person say. Who has ever gave a black person something? Now, I just went over the Homestead Act and there's many other things. You know, we're not Ukrainian. Who has ever gave us anything?
Right.
When people say this,
Right.
they just say these things because this is what white people tell them to say, or it's a weak cop-out for them to say,
Exactly.
okay, well,
Exactly.
don't focus on that. Don't fight for that. Don't bring that up.
Exactly.
Put your head down. Tuck your head between your
Exactly.
legs and just keep going. Nobody. Whoever gave
Exactly.
when has a black person ever got something? Especially in America.
Exactly. That part's true.
Whoever gave black people anything, that's a white thing. Black people don't get no hand.
No, we don't. No.
Ignore these people, y'all. I'm just addressing this comment. Hopefully, this person will either, you know, leave and never come back, you know. And I don't see how they didn't get the point by now. If they are, you know, a white supremacist just trying to come on and act black, which I think they really are. You don't know what this is about already? I mean, why would you even leave a comment like that? Whoever gave a black person anything?
Right.
Whoever gave a black person anything? In this video about farming, this was clearly about things that black people did from their own hard work, working the land,
Exactly.
and it being stolen from them.
Exactly.
How do you get who? Nobody's going to give you anything in life out of that.
Right.
Where do you come from, man?
Right.
Anyway, this ignoramus right here. This person also says,
Could be second
stop
generation
dwelling in
African.
the past and look to
people.
the future. When have black people ever dwelled on the past?
Right. Right.
This is black American history. Okay?
Right.
You have history books in schools everywhere you go. So black people are not supposed to learn about American history. You know why you don't want people like you don't want black people to learn about history? Because you know the truth to what our history really is, and it doesn't make, you know, the dominant
Exactly.
white society or the government look good in any light. And you probably one of these shine bone. Well, no, you're either a white supremacist or one of these shine bone Negroes who just a docile popcorn shrimp, and you don't want black people to look at things from the past. Stop dwelling. When have black people ever dwelled on the past?
Exactly.
Black people are the only people that get down, get oppressed, get busy. You know, do what we got to do and keep it moving.
It's true.
Break the law, go to jail for more time than anybody else. Don't
That's true.
get jobs. Everybody hates us. This and that. The lowest paid and everything. The worst healthcare, everything. And we still get up and do what we got to do. We got issues, yeah, but that's because we need to be left alone. You know what I'm saying? When have black people ever dwelled on the past and not moved forward and did what we had to do to survive? Man, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Listen, people. When people say these things, ignore them. These are ignorant, confused. This is one of two people. This is either a white supremacist, which, okay, I understand that's what you do. Or it's just an ignorant, confused, docile, popcorn, shrimp, weak, moist, tenderoni type Negro, you know, who's going around saying things. And this is not the only person. What I'm saying is more. That's the reason why I'm responding to the comment, because there's even more people that do this. This person also wrote, listen to this. Instead of purchasing large mansions, this is in reference to the farming video, y'all. In reference to black people working hard for farms and land. Instead of purchasing large mansions, appeal to the celebs and purchase vacant land. When have you? Who has seen black people going around purchasing large mansions? See, this is somebody who's just making these things up. Trying to be clever, trying to have a point, trying to find every excuse not to confront the real or even speak about the real issue, and always place a blame on something that black people are doing. When have black people ever went around purchasing large mansions? How do you get this from? Where do you get this from as far as black people working hard for land in a video about farm? Where does this come from? How do you even relate the two? A video about black people working hard, getting their land, getting things stolen from them as an act of the government and vigilante white supremacist groups. Where do you get this from? Instead of purchasing mansions, appeal to the... Shut up. Listen, anybody like this ain't for you. Stay out of here. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from here. If you happen to be a white supremacist, which I think you are, trying to act like you're not, you don't get the point by now. You don't get the hint. You don't see all these videos. If you happen to be some shine bone Uncle Tom Negro, if you're not a white supremacist, this is what you are.
It is.
I shouldn't have said Uncle Tom, my bad. If you happen to be a shine bone, step and fetch and shucking yuck, popcorn shrimp type Negro who's a coward, you know, who's scared of everything, this is not for you. Don't come around here. You know what I mean? And the reason why I'm responding to this comment is because
I'm gonna kind of stop this right here, and I'll make another video similar to this. It could be that of a black person, but also you have second generation immigrants that come up with that mindset too. They learn a little English and they get little things going for themselves, and they start talking like this, like, you guys dwell on the past so much. We got answer was, first of all, you don't know the history of America, the real side of America. You meet a few good people that done you a favor, that and these are the ones that came over to your parents' country and they were nice to you. But they didn't tell you that when you came over to this country that there's going to be some resentments and jealousy towards you. And then when you understand what we're going through, you're going to suffer the same consequences and see what we see. So sometimes it could be a white person or a black person that's still stuck back in time. But I guarantee it's probably it could be a second generation person come from some part of the world. It could be from it could be from any part of the world, Africa, Caribbean, East Asians, or somebody that gave him that comment. Or it could be from Latin America, who knows? But they don't understand what we've gone through and the severity. And most people, and they don't care. But they just, they want to be disruptive and come into spaces where they come in like a devil to come to see and stir up the pot to keep things going. And that's what it's all about, jealousy and resentment. But if black Americans left this country, go somewhere, let someone come over here. And I made a video, let them go out to places like Iowa and go up and to, no, you don't have to go that far. Go down in places in the South, in Mississippi and Georgia. Drop some of them immigrants down off over there. Let them see what we went through. Let them experience what we went through. You know, they'll see. They talk all this stuff, But let me take them same people and put them in the same areas where the lynchings, the bombings, the history of it that they try to eradicate out of school. And you still seeing president, oh, they go to black Americans complaining again. Oh, here we go. Okay, to the ones that got that mindset, you're gonna see what we talking about. You're gonna see what we talk about. Go, like I said, let them go up in Arkansas and all them Ozark Mountains. They'll find out. Stop, so we ain't gonna explain nothing no more. And to people that's like that, don't explain nothing to them. Let them experience. Let them feel the wrath of what we go through. And when they get enough of them up in there, watch what them people gonna act. How they gonna act towards them. See, they don't know, and see, they think that because what they trying to do is try to ease by, but it don't matter. Because there's some of us among us that try to do the same thing. It don't matter. You still, no matter how much you sample it and dance out, whatever, they still ain't gonna respect you. They still not gonna honor you. They still not gonna like you. And see, even if you don't take the skin like some of us do, we already know the obstacle was up against us. And I've seen what they're talking about. I've seen this in church. I've been to white churches. I've been to black church, been to Hispanic churches, and seen this. The same spirit on people. In home groups, I've seen the same spirit among people. That's why I can tell you this from personal experience. I've been into the businesses. I know how some of them are. That's how I know personally that these people are they're not lying. This is the truth, and I'm not saying that everybody's like that, but you do have people like that. And my question is why do you go to places where there's more people that look like us in other parts of the world, but you despise us, and then you open up a business around us? I don't understand why they in parts of South America where the descendants of slaves. I don't understand why are you over in the Caribbean islands? Why are you over in parts of Africa? And you clearly don't have the mutual and understanding and respect of the people. Then you teach your children not to get with the people. But yet you surrounded with people from that continent or from that country that's in the continent of Africa or in the Caribbean. I never could figure that out. If you take these same groups of people, that these white Indians, these white Arabs and whatever, and put them in Ukraine somewhere, I wonder what they would do. Why they ain't over? You see how Europe act towards them. Go watch some European channels. When they watch some these similar to the Syrians coming over into Europe, and with them Europeans, how they felt. You should see this. They even made the parts of Europe. They just passed extreme legislation law for immigration for them to come over. They don't want their way of life taken over in Europe. They have literally this. You got far left and far right telling people we don't want these people over here. And they're some of them just light and white, if anything. Even some Africans have gone to encounter some stuff. It says they not like the Africans. They gonna get they smoke when they go over there. I seen videos with over in different parts that you see these leftists and they coming out of the blue speaking in their native German, Russian, whatever language, Slavic language, whatever. They don't want them people over there. I'm trying to take this certain parts and they don't want these people over there, and they're considered classified by our American system as white. This is a fact. It's classified in America as white or white Arab or white Indian. You should see what they do. And some African counterparts, they get it the worst when they get over to Europe. Certain parts of Europe, I've heard stories, but yet it's a totem pole effect. In America, ain't no different. You see every race coming in here, but you don't know the history and you don't know the background of America. American can put on a smiling face, but when you go, you meet a few white Christians that were kind, that were nice. But not everybody want to integrate. I'm trying to tell you, they put on a face in this mug. Some people put on a face, and they don't really find you equal. And they find you associate, but as far as it go. But everybody has that kind of mindset towards. And for somebody that to think like they don't, you sadly mistaken. You haven't come across. And sometimes in parts of the Midwest and North, we're not out with it like the South. I've heard black people say, at least the white people are honest with their racism in the South. They just come out and say, no, you're not gonna come here. We don't want these people here. They're gonna find out. You cross this country, go over parts of the New England states. You'll find out. Ask the black people up in the New England states what I'm talking about. They know. You just certain territories you better not cross into. Still this day, it's been like that for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. There's mostly Irish, Italian, and Yugoslavic, and Polish, and Hungarian stuff. Even some of your athletes, like LeBron, said that when he went to Boston, he ain't never seen something like that. It's one thing like that. He never seen that type of racism. So it ain't just some place in Mississippi. There's some places in Oregon like that. I'm telling you, you don't know what you're talking about. You better listen to us when we tell you this stuff. There's even some places in California it is divided up. Here in California is the multiple of every ethnic nationality. Why is that they're fighting over territories? And guess who they bombing out? Black people. You got certain Latino gangs and coming from black Californians. But nobody don't care to talk about that. It's the truth. Y'all don't understand this place called America. It's a spirit over it. And then we went red, white, and blue. Not everybody see it. And there was a time, not everybody is the same, but you're going to come across some. Go through these little towns. Come through the Midwest. You'll see it. Come through the South. You'll see it. You think that everybody's welcoming everything? Oh, they put on the face, but get 5, 10, 15, 20 you people in there. You'll find out. White people start showing their true colors. And they'll fight with other white people that oppose that. We trying to tell you. But yeah, as far as black people are concerned, we already know. And then some of us ain't got no choice but to stay among each other. Because the back and resentment. And it's almost like I call it the Simon Says. I can pick my favorite black person, but the other one is the N-words. That's what that writer basically is. Because you see famous black people on TV, and they put the image that they think all black people are rich. Not all black people are like your athletes and your entertainers. And even if they do, they gotta go through a certain level of racism in America. Fact. Because either at a certain level they control. Just because how educated you are, you think that's going to drown that out? The more you got, the next level of racism you go to. You don't know who you know, part of society, and get this: it would take a white person to have to vouch you to get you into certain areas. Some things ain't just merited, because America sees color before they see character. So remember that. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Till next time, be blessed.